Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm very excited to share some just knowledge and drop some ideas on you today. A couple things I've been thinking a lot about, talking to some of you guys individually and trying to help you with growing in your organization. We talked about kind of three key pillars that we like to do here. One is get you skilled up. Two is get you job placed or help you with your current job. And then third is actually help you become number one at that job in 90 days or less working together, right? So those are like the three ambitions that we have here to really just focus and laser in. Now, I've been working with a couple of you guys that are a couple weeks into your jobs or a little longer than that. And what I'll tell you is that there's a few things that I've just thought about recently. You've got to be an entrepreneurial employee if you want to be successful. And what I mean by that is like you can't just go to a job and be like, oh, I'm just clocking in, clocking out. You have to do high input, high output in order to get the results that you're looking for if you want to be number one. And so let me give you some examples. Like you can't not show up every day on time to the calls. That's a big part of that. So if they book you a call, be within 3 to 5 minutes of the call time. And if you're late, communicate why, like Zoom issues or whatever's going on. Two, make sure you take notes actively, right? For example, like even if they don't ask you for an end of day report, write out literally an end of day report, like every single person's name that was on your calendar, what resulted, so no show, this, that, or the other. And even if they have a spreadsheet for this stuff, do an end of day report that you send to your boss through Slack or through Telegram or text or however you're meeting with them every single day, and let them just know like, hey, you're a proactive person who's monitoring these things, right? The next thing is track your data. Like I provide you with a spreadsheet, a tracking spreadsheet inside of the course with how to track your information and maybe some commissions and stuff like that. But either way, make sure if they don't have something, you have something. And if they have something, review your data every single day so that you can continue to optimize and set forward. Next thing I want to talk about is goal setting. I talked to some guys that are like, my goal is like 200,000 in cash collected so I can make $20,000, but their real goal is 40 grand or 50 grand a month in income. There's no way you're going to hit that $50,000 if you don't reverse engineer the math. So let's just do this really fast. If you want to make, let's say 40K in income, right? And you're making 10% commission. Very simple math. You have to collect cash, $400,000 in a single month in order to make that kind of money. Now, if you reverse engineer the math even further backwards, right? So let's just do that. 400,000 divided by 20 days. Let's assume you work 20 days. You need to collect, $20,000 a day. If you're selling a 10K offer, then that means you need 2 sales per day. Okay, hopefully you're tracking with me. This isn't complicated math, but it is something you have to do backwards. Once you identify that I need 2 sales per day, the next thing you need to look at is, well, how many customers are going to come on my call per day? Well, if you're getting, let's say, 6 book calls, just for example, which is pretty average, 6 to 10, depending on the length, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, right? But let's just say 6, and you're only seeing 4 of those people showing up. So 4 divided by 6, you only see 66% show rate. Now, that's not a bad show ratio. As you know, we can get all the way up to 80% if you implement the things that you learned in the Sit Rate Academy with the 1-hour course in our program. If you haven't gone through that, go through that. It's in the lessons section. It'll teach you how to get your sit rate up. Whether you're setting or you have a setter, you can help train them and give them tips on how to improve that. This is part of being entrepreneurial as an internal employee. You're an entrepreneurial employee, so I call it an intrapreneur, right? So you're an internal entrepreneur, right? Like you work for the company, but you're thinking about how to improve the company constantly. When you do this, they will love you, they will promote you, they will pay you better, they will give you freedom, you could travel more, you could take more days off, like whatever you want to do when you're at the level of performance. And this is part of, it's not just the dollars you generate, but it's the attitude you bring to helping the company grow that's going to make you number one in 90 days or less. Okay, so let's just say 66% is showing, you're getting, four calls a day. Okay, so that means in order to get 2 sales, you're going to have to make a 50% conversion. I'll be honest, 50% consistently is pretty difficult unless the offer is just a no-brainer. Like meaning like people just like I have one guy who he sells on an offer where he does 70% conversion is the minimum, 85% is his top month average. So let's just call it 75 to 80% of customers. So 8 out of 10 people that show up say yes to this guy. But his offer is only $3,000, so he's only making $300. So when you do that, like if he has 3 of those calls, he's making $1,000. Well, for you, if you were making a $10,000 sale, like a higher higher sale, you'd make $1,000 on one transaction. Now it might be a little harder to sell because it's a little more money. So there's trade-offs. It's all a volume question, right? But for your job that you're on, or the job you're going to get working with us, and you're working through our programs and coaching, then really you have to hit a 50% conversion if you want to make $40,000, right? If you only want to make $20,000 a month, then you only need a 25% conversion, right? So same concept. You cut your conversion in half, and that's all you need to make half of that. So that's really kind of the idea. So somewhere between 25 to 50% conversion, depending on your financial goals. If you have not created SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-oriented, and next steps for each one of these goals, whether that's how much money you want to make and how long and how fast and how much more you want to make after that, like you haven't done that, stop right now, stop this video and just go do that. Say, I want to make $10,000 specific time frame in 10 months per month, and I want to do that consistently at my job, working 30 hours per week maximum, and then I want to make sure after I reach 10K, I want to make 20K within the next 6 months, right? That's a SMARTS goal, right? I trained it inside of the course, so go back and review it if you haven't. This is all about, rinse and repeat. Learn, relearn, apply, execute. It's all about application. You go through the 3 or 4 hours of training we have in here right now, and you don't take action, you're just silly, right? Because it's all about the slight edge, compounded, little by little decisions, next right thing, little by little over time. So think about that. Again, I don't do these videos for my health. I do this to help you, right? To actually go from here to here and become number one and make the money you want to make. Now, if you're setting goals, so this is my point of this whole exercise is if you say, I want to make 40 grand a month, 500 grand a year, I want to be a $500,000 a year guy at a high ticket job, you cannot set goals at $200,000 a month. You could the first month, and month two you do 300, then 400. You have to have a reverse engineered plan. Everything I've been successful at in my life, I've sought after, I've reverse engineered how to get there, I've learned from others, and then I've adapted and gone after it, right? Whether that was my wife, whether that was my family, whether that was my money, whether that anything. So again, the 3 pillars that I believe in is love God, love your family, and crush your goals personally and professionally. So if you want to do this and you want to succeed, we're here to help you, right? And if you don't quite know how to figure this all out, and this might be going over your head, we do have one-to-one support on our next tier package and relationship. And so if you want to spend some time with me and my team and learn more, simply just comment below and we'll send you some information and we'll get connected. So long story short, we'd love to help you in any way. Now, I have had a few guys say, how come you're not doing live calls yet? The group is just kind of small right now and we're growing, and so I don't want to do live calls with only 3-5 people that can show up because I don't think there'll be as much benefit out of it. It's better for one-to-one. But as we're growing, and we will very rapidly, you'll see many people starting to get added to this group over the next couple months. As we keep growing and moving people over from other divisions of business, it's just going to surge with people who are ready to grow and go. In the meantime, if you need support, we're here to help you, right? So send us a message, as far as we'll get you our email, but and I'll link it below. But essentially, just reach out, right? And we're here to answer questions, try and direct you in which way you should go. Now, again, if you don't have a job right now, your first job is to get skilled up. If you're skilled up right now, you've gone through our training and you feel ready to get a job, step 2 is to get a job. Step 3 is then to become number friggin' 1 in 90 days or less, Lord willing. And that's the hope, right? And why do you want to be number 1? Because you want personal fulfillment. You want financial fulfillment. You want spiritual fulfillment. You want to know that you worked Colossians 3:23 with your whole heart as if working for God and not men, so that you can honor him, right? That's the reality of why I do what I do to the best of my ability, and imperfectly, but I try to do that. So hopefully this is beneficial to you, 10 minutes of your life or less. Hopefully this is encouraging. And if you have additional questions, feel free to reach out and we will talk soon on the other side.